EcoFlow just released their new River series of power stations. This is the River 3, so let's check it out. Kind of reminds me of my old lunchbox. So as you guys can see, the River 3, super small, lightweight, comes in under 8 pounds. And look at that, guys, that's tiny. Definitely can stuff this into a backpack or some type of bag if you're going out camping with this. It's not gonna take up a lot of room, and it's not gonna be very heavy to tote around. So it's got a 300 watt inverter in it, 245 watt hour, and it can power things up to 600 watts with X Boost. So this is going to be their smallest power station, great for camping, portability. So right now this power station can be picked up for $169, and then it comes with a free bag. I think they're doing a promotional thing right now because these just came out, so it's kind of like an early bird savings. So $169 with the bag, and then I think you can also get a bundled with a 110 watt solar panel with this River 3, and that's going to be $199. So really affordable power station by EcoFlow. Also with the River 3 you'll get a couple cords. Here's your AC power cord, and then you're going to get your 12 volt cord, and this is going to be able to charge your River 3 from your car. Now the EcoFlow does have 6 ports, so you got one AC port that's grounded, you got another AC port, you got 3 USB ports, so you got 2 USB A's and then USB-C that's rated at 100 watts, and then you do have your 12 volt power source right there. So we've got 6 outlets, and you can use all 6 outlets at once. And then of course right in the middle you got your LCD display, which is going to give you your percentage of your battery, your wattage going in, your wattage going out, if the fan is on, and then how many hours are left, whether you're charging it or whether you're discharging it. Alright guys, so on this side you got some venting, and then you got a door that flips open for your AC plug and an XT60 plug. So this can be used with your 12 volt cord for your car or solar power. On the back you got the nice carry handle, venting on this side, got 4 rubber feet to make sure this doesn't slide off the surface, and then the top is just flat. Of course, all the normal stuff, 10-year battery life on this, 3,000 plus cycles. And one of the new things for this that I seen that was a little different is the battery pack that's inside of here is actually IP54 waterproof. So you can't drop this in the water or anything. The power station itself isn't waterproof, but the battery pack that's inside is actually waterproof. So I think they might have did that just for some environmental reasons. Not sure exactly. So another new feature for the River 3 is its GaN power technology. So what that is, without getting too in-depth, is it's just pretty much going to make the River 3 more efficient for any devices under 100 watts. So EcoFlow is saying that with this new technology, anything that you plug in that's under 100 watts is actually going to run 2 times longer. With AC charging, the River 3 can be charged up to 320 watts. So that means fast charging on this within 1 hour. So I went ahead and did a test on the fast charging myself. I started off at 1%, plugged it in, and I went ahead and started my timer. So my results are pretty close to the 1 hour mark. I got a little bit over. I was at 1 hour, 1 minute, I think like 40 seconds is when I stopped the timer here. So I tried to stop it right when it hit 100%. So 1 hour, 1 minute, and 41 seconds. Now if you guys can see here on the side, we got the little vent there, and there's a little fan in there, and it is spinning. You guys probably can't see that. I actually had to put my eyeball in there to see if it was spinning because I hear nothing coming from this. I was able to measure it at about 33 dBs, but I'm going to tell you guys it's a lot quieter than that, because a lot of that noise is coming from the outside of my garage. It's raining right now, I got traffic. This is also capable of pass-through charging. So right now I've got a power bank up here and testing out 2 things here. The pass-through charging, so I got the AC cord plugged in, so we're charging the EcoFlow. You guys can see we got 322 watts coming in. It's kind of fluctuating a little bit. And then we got 91 watts going out to this power bank. So it does support pass-through charging, and also up to 100 watts through this USB-C. So this is capable of charging at 100 watts. We're getting about 91 watts right now. Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and test out the UPS function on the EcoFlow. So it's rated at 20 milliseconds. So right now it's doing pass-through. So it's plugged in through the AC. It's passed through to my computer, which is plugged in here. So as you guys can see, in 16, out 16. But if the power goes out, it should switch immediately to the internal battery of the EcoFlow, and we shouldn't see my computer turn off or anything. So to simulate that, I'm going to go ahead and unplug the EcoFlow as if the power went out. And we're going to see if we get any flickering with the computer if the computer shuts down. Unplug the EcoFlow, and there you go. So my computer's still up and running. So the EcoFlow did its job. So this should be fine to use in UPS mode. Alright guys, so we're going to test out the wattage output on the River 3. I have the Delta 2 plugged into the River 3, and the River 3 is going to charge the Delta 2. And the reason why I'm doing this is because in the EcoFlow app, you can actually adjust the amount of wattage that the Delta 2 is being charged. So anywhere between 200 watts to 1200 watts. You can move this slider back and forth to adjust the amount of wattage that Delta 2 is being charged with. So I got it right now at 300 watts, which is what this is rated at. The River 3 is rated at. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to turn on the River 3's AC, and we'll see what happens here. So it should be able to hold 300 watts continuous. Won't be able to hold it very long, probably for an hour, less than an hour, because it's only a 245 watt-hour battery in there. But I just want to see if it's going to actually hold it. Got my timer running, so we're going to see if after a minute this turns off. Alright guys, so we just got over the minute mark, and we haven't had any issues. The River 3 hasn't shut down or anything. It's still charging the Delta 2. So I think we're good at 300 watts. Alright, so on the Delta, on the app, I'm going to turn this up a little bit. Go up to 500 and we'll see what happens. So 500 watts. And the River 3 shut down. So immediately it shut down at 500 watts. Alright guys, so I went ahead and reset the River 3. We're back at 300 watts. We'll try 400 watts real quick and see what happens there. So we're at 400 watts, and it shut down immediately. So I went into overload. So it looks like the 300 mark is where it's at. Alright guys, and just to verify, I went in my EcoFlow app here, clicked into my River, just to double check to make sure I had this in X Boost. So I'm looking in my settings here, yep, X Boost turned on. So it looks like 300 watts is going to be the max that this is going to take for the Delta. Alright guys, so just to be fair, it does say on EcoFlow's website that the X Boost with 600 watts is for heated appliances. So I do have a 600 watt heater here. Go ahead, I don't know if you guys can see, 600 watt heater. And what I'm going to do is, just to verify this is 600 watts, is I got the Delta here, and we're going to run this to the Delta first, turn it on, and we're going to see how many watts is coming out of the Delta. So as you guys can see right now, it's a little over 700 watts initially. It'll probably ramp down a little bit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to plug it into the River 3, since we got a baseline 623 watts. Oh, just dropped to 618. So like I said, it might get closer to that 600 watts after a little while. But we'll plug it into the River 3 and see what the River 3 does with it. All right, so we got the heater plugged into the River 3, and we're gonna turn the heater on, and we'll see what happens here. So right now it's stabilizing at 300 watts on the River 3. So we got 300 watts there, and we'll see how long this will run it for. And there's a nice amount of heat coming off of that. So we're approaching a minute now, and it looks like it's running the heater 300 watts. So the X Boost is working right now. Alright guys, so there you go, a quick rundown of the River 3. This thing is tiny and lightweight. So what do I think this would be good for? Well, first and foremost, portability is a huge plus with this. So I think something like camping would be excellent for such a small, lightweight, portable power station. If you wanted to use this in your house, I think your best bet would be an uninterruptible power source for your computer. Like you've seen earlier in the video, it seemed to do pretty well with my computer. Maybe run some lights. If you have a power outage, that should be pretty good. Especially if you keep it under 100 watts, it's supposed to run twice as long off of that GaN power technology. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like I said, they're doing these now with a bag, $169. If you want to get a solar panel with it, $199. I'm not sure how long those deals are going to last, but I'll make sure I put some links in the description box below if you guys are interested for more information or to purchase one of these power stations. Hopefully you found some value in the video. If you did, smash that like button. If you guys like what I'm doing, make sure you subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Until the next one, guys, I'll talk to you later.